The bank lobby was quiet except for the soft tapping of keyboards and the occasional rustle of paperwork. Sunlight streamed through the tall glass windows, making the polished marble floor shine like mirrors. Customers waited patiently in line, some scrolling through their phones while others chatted quietly. Then the front doors opened. A tall black man, around 36 years old, stepped inside holding the hand of his 7-year-old daughter. He wore faded jeans, worn work boots, and a clean but old navy blue shirt with the sleeves rolled to his elbows. His face carried the tired look of someone who had worked long hours for years, but his posture remained calm and confident. His daughter, Maya, skipped beside him wearing a bright yellow dress and white sneakers. She clutched a small stuffed rabbit against her chest and smiled at everyone they passed. "Daddy," she whispered excitedly, "is this where we're going to make your dream happen?" He smiled warmly. "I hope so, sweetheart." Several people glanced toward them before looking away. Others stared a little longer. The man walked directly to the reception desk. "Good morning," he said politely. "I'd like to deposit a check." The receptionist smiled professionally. "Certainly, sir. Please have a seat. One of our managers will assist you." He nodded gratefully and sat beside Maya. She swung her legs happily while looking around the beautiful bank. "It's so fancy," she whispered. Her father chuckled. "It is." Across the room, bank manager Victoria Langley noticed them. She was known for being efficient, strict, and rarely patient with customers she believed were wasting her time. She adjusted her expensive blazer before walking toward them with a practiced smile. "Good morning," she said. The father stood respectfully. "Morning, ma'am. I'm Victoria Langley, the branch manager. I understand you'd like to deposit a check." "Yes." She held out her hand. "May I see it?" Without hesitation, he carefully removed a white envelope from his jacket pocket. Inside was a single check. Victoria unfolded it. The moment she saw the amount, her eyebrows shot upward. $5 million. She looked again, then again. Surely she had read it wrong. She studied the check closely. The issuing bank was legitimate. The security features appeared genuine. The signature looked authentic. Yet nothing about the man standing in front of her matched the picture in her mind of someone carrying a $5 million check. She slowly looked him up and down. The worn boots, the inexpensive clothes, the calloused hands. She forced a smile. "Excuse me one moment." She walked back toward her office, still staring at the check. Another employee leaned over. "Everything okay?" Victoria lowered her voice. "I think someone is trying to deposit a fake check." The employee looked surprised. "That much?" Victoria nodded. $5 million. The employee quietly peeked toward the waiting area. "The man with the little girl?" "Exactly." A few nearby employees exchanged curious glances. Victoria returned a minute later, her smile now noticeably colder. "Sir, where exactly did you get this check?" He answered calmly. "It was issued to me." She folded her arms. "By whom?" "I'd rather discuss that privately after the deposit process begins." Victoria's expression hardened. "I'm afraid that's not how this works." He remained polite. "Understand. I'm happy to verify anything you need." She looked unconvinced. "Do you have identification?" "Of course." He handed over his driver's license. She examined it carefully before typing into her computer. Everything matched. Still, something didn't feel right to her. She asked another question. "What do you do for work?" "I'm a maintenance contractor." "You mean janitorial services?" "I own a small maintenance company." "Oh." The way she said it made it sound insignificant. Maya noticed the change in the manager's tone. She squeezed her father's hand. He gently squeezed back. "It's okay," he whispered. Victoria stared once more at the check. "This amount is highly unusual." "I understand. And you're expecting me to believe someone simply wrote you a $5 million check?" "Yes." She laughed softly. "I'm sorry, but these situations usually don't end well." Several customers had begun watching. Whispers spread across the lobby. "I heard it's $5 million. No way. Must be fake." The poor kid. Maya lowered her eyes. She could hear every word. Her father remained perfectly calm. "I assure you," he said, "the check is real." Victoria's patience disappeared. "Sir, fake financial instruments are a serious matter." His face remained expressionless. "I agree. I could contact security, if that's what you believe is necessary. Her confidence grew. You don't seem very worried, because I've done nothing wrong. She suddenly held the check up in front of everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, she announced loudly, this bank takes fraud very seriously. The lobby became completely silent. Maya looked frightened. Daddy, he knelt beside her. It's all right. Victoria shook the check in the air. This document appears highly suspicious. It isn't. You expect us to believe a maintenance contractor received $5 million? Yes. She laughed again. I've worked in banking for 15 years, and I know fraud when I see it. Without another word, she grabbed the check firmly with both hands. Rip. The first tear echoed through the silent lobby. Gasps filled the room. Rip. She tore it again. Then again. Small pieces floated to the polished floor like snow. Maya burst into tears. Daddy. The father stared silently at the shredded checks scattered across the marble floor. Every employee froze. Even a security guard looked shocked. Victoria dusted her hands together confidently. There. She looked directly into his eyes. Now I suggest you leave before I involve the authorities. The man slowly stood. He looked at the pieces of paper without saying a single word. Then he reached in his pocket, pulled out his phone, and quietly dialed one number. When the call connected, he spoke only one sentence. I think there's a problem at your downtown branch. He ended the call. Exactly 30 seconds later, every phone inside the bank began ringing at once.